Police Minister Bheki Cele has appealed to men to create an environment where women feel free. He's been speaking this afternoon with residents at a Tavern gender-based violence and femicide dialogue. Let's get you more on that. Bring in our reporter, Nasiphi. Nasiphi, the venue for this dialogue at Tavern, why?
Well, I think it was important for the Minister, or rather the Liquor Traders Association, to bring the matter here, as they are obviously asking that all-important question, the role that alcohol plays in gender-based violence and femicide. As we have heard previously that, sometimes you'd find that it's either women leaving establishments like this, heading home, where they're either attacked or shot at or even, raped. But to talk to us more also about the thinking and the logic behind hosting it at a liquor establishment, I'm joined by Ulakin Dimane here, who is the convener of the National Liquor Traders Association. Sir, thank you so much for your time. But quickly, we're having this dialogue at a liquor establishment. What was the reasoning behind that?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we decided to meet at the liquor establishment because this program is called Tavern Dialogues on Gender-Based Violence, meaning that we are putting men, especially the tavern owners, to take up the lead in the fight against gender-based violence. We feel that because we have the real estate, we've got the taverns where we are able to interact with our customers who are largely men. This is going to be indeed an environment where we can make a difference in terms of creating awareness around the issue of gender-based violence.
But many of the people that were here were females. Are you not concerned about the number of people, the gender that actually came out to partake in this dialogue?
Indeed, we are concerned that the majority of people that were here were actually women who are largely victims of gender-based violence. As we know statistically, that 95% of perpetrators of gender-based violence are men. So we are particularly concerned that men continue to shy away from this type of engagements. They continue not to come to this type of engagement where we can actually find common solutions to fight the scourge of gender-based violence in the country, which has now become a pandemic on its own. So we are particularly concerned that men are not part of these conversations, but we'll keep on fighting to ensure that we get them to sit down and have these conversations so that we can really make a difference in our society.
Lucky, 3 spheres of government were invited. The Minister of Police was here, made a number of contributions, of course, even suggesting that before people actually start drinking at these establishments, that they get a little lecture on how to conduct themselves. But we see that the City of Cape Town and the provincial government is not in attendance. We do understand that they've cited that it was short notice. However, you did go on the podium and literally, lambast the 2 spheres of government that was not here. Was the invite sent out at short notice?
It is not a matter of short notice. The issue of gender-based violence in the country, it's not a discussion that should be held as a matter of short notice or not. 5 women are raped in this country every hour. And if the Premier of the Western Cape thinks it's short notice for him to attend to pertinent issues that affect the people of this province, then it's mistaken. We don't think that was short notice. When I spoke to him, he indicated that he's considering coming, but he changed his mind. So it's not short notice. He should have indicated in his decline that it is short notice, but he didn't do so. We invited the MEC of Community Safety. He also could not make it. We invited the Mayor of Cape Town, who had the decency to not even respond to us after repeated calls and even WhatsApp and SMSs. So we feel that, the Western Cape government actually does not care about the townships of this country, does not care about black people of this country. They should have been here, but they chose to conduct themselves into some party politics when our people are being raped every day, when our women are being abused every day.
We'll have to leave it there. Like in Dimane there of Liquor Traders Association, talking about the dialogue itself, which is Tavern Dialogue, Gender-Based Violence and Femicide, and the role that tavern owners and also owners of establishments of liquor outlets, what their role, or rather what role they can play in obviously fighting the scourge of gender-based violence. The Minister also had an address, including the Provincial Commissioner, highlighting not only the fact that gender-based violence is a pandemic on its own, however, the various interventions that communities, including establishment owners or liquor outlet establishment owners, can do to play their part in containing the scourge of violence. And we also received an update from the minister, or rather the provincial commissioner, in regards to that devastating news of the 6-year-old that was, kidnapped in Kensington yesterday, saying that they are working around the clock and obviously liaising with community members and the family and calling on those that might have information to come forward to bring back the 7-year-old back to his family.
Nasiphi, thank you very much for that update from Cape Town.